Limiter Pro and Multiband Pro are built around the concept of group processing as well. They also come with an input and output meter for quick orientation, and we will start with the Limiter Pro to get a grip on this new concept in a surround environment. Some audio examples in this video are mixed in 5.1, so let's check your setup quickly. You should hear my voice in the left speaker, now in the right speaker, in the center speaker, in the left rear speaker, and in the right rear speaker. If you're not watching the HD version, please download it from our website and play it back on a surround-capable player like the free VLC player. The examples will also work in stereo, of course, but you will hear a down mix of the surround signal. Both plugins allow for fine-grained control over the linking between audio channels. A stereo limiter usually has its channels linked, not to shift its panorama when peaks occur in only one of the two channels. Surround limiting has different requirements, since limiting all channels the same way as done in a stereo limiter would sound unnatural. That's why the Limiter Pro offers a group section, allowing to link the attenuation of channels into freely assignable groups. We will adjust the threshold to get started. You will see the input, output, and attenuation graph get to work right away. To recreate the operation of a stereo limiter, you can set both input channels to the same group, then adjust the group value to 100% to achieve a full linking in the attenuation of both channels. If the group value is set to 100%, the channels assigned to a group will be processed the same way. So if a peak occurs in one of the channels in a group, all channels will have exactly the same attenuation, 100%. If this value is set to 50%, then only 50% of the attenuation that is applied to the peaking channel will be applied to the other channels in the same group. For surround purposes, it can be beneficial to link speaker pairs. In a 5.1 setup, like we have here, we will assign left and right channel to the same group, and left and right rear channels to the same group. Of course, there's a lot of room for experiments here, but 50% will be a good starting point for surround limiting. The total knob acts as an additional group, which all channels are fed into, independent of the grouping assignment. Combining group linking for speaker pairs and total linking allows to adjust your limiting for any surround format. Once again, values around 50% will be a good start here. As always, MS processing is available for each channel pair, and activating the MS button for a channel pair, MS encodes the channel before processing and MS decodes the channels after processing. Or you can use the auto release feature, which will let the Limiter Pro control the release time depending on the input signal, for the most transparent limiting technically possible. With With the Multiband Pro, the grouping feature is exactly the same as with the Limiter Pro. And as the group and total controllers behave identically, we will jump right to the unique controls this plugin has to offer, with just one group. The Multiband Pro internally operates as a dynamic equalizer, which allows for more flexible multiband compression than what you can achieve with a more traditional crossover filter network. Plus, you get zero latency multiband compression. To keep things simple, we will use a stereo file this time. The basic mode features two envelopes, threshold and gain. When you move the threshold slider, you will see that the threshold envelope, now just a line, is lowered, and you can see and hear the effect it has on the mix. The 12 available bands are represented by the grid for better orientation. Let's use the envelope to isolate the areas we want to compress additionally. The strength parameter can be seen as a parallel compression mix feature. 0% means that you hear the uncompressed signal, 100% means that you hear the fully compressed signal. The gain envelope helps to make up the volume you might have lost due to the applied compression in certain frequency areas. As the threshold graph is still visible, it's easy to draw an inverted gain envelope, if that's what you're looking for. The time section of the Multiband Pro takes care of the applied attack and release times. You will typically use longer attack times to compress lower frequencies and shorter attack times to compress higher frequencies. The release time controls how long it takes for the limiter to recover from attenuating the signal. You can see how the graph reacts to different settings. Spread is a powerful parameter that controls the attack and release scale spread in relation to the band frequency. Higher values will shorten the attack and release time for the high frequencies while keeping a longer attack and release time for the low frequencies. The manual mode adds two envelopes for the attack and release time, which expands the possibilities of multiband compression considerably. The manual mode is also totally independent from the basic time mode. If manual is selected, the basic time knobs are not available anymore. The two additional envelopes for attack and release provide you with even more control over the dynamic behavior of your signal. The attack graph is a good opportunity to explain what the spread controller in the time section actually does. If set to 100% in basic mode, the attack envelope will look similar to this. Long attacks for the low frequencies, short attacks for the high frequencies. The release envelope offers the same control over the release times. Now add the grouping possibilities we discussed with the Limiter Pro and get to work with your surround mixes.